What's up, Edmonton? Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical, and today we're going to do another video. Today it's going to be about hot tub electrical. We've got a lot of questions about hot tubs and how to hook them up, what things to watch out for, ampacity upgrade options, kind of what you need to know when you're buying a hot tub as far as the electrical. So we do these videos as a whole part of our customer service. That's our whole mission, is powering customer service. And that's why we're here for these videos. So for hot tub electrical here in Edmonton, there's a lot of codes that we really have to follow, especially for the Canadian electrical code. A little bit different than the American counterpart, but at the end of the day, it's all about safety. Some things that are play similar from the States to Canada is the ground fault circuit interrupter, the GFCI. Those are both, that's the main part about the whole hot tub that you're going to have. Everything else, there is the codes, and they are there for a reason, and they do need to be followed for a reason. You're better 1,000 times careful than once dead, and that's the whole reason why you want to hire a professional like us here at Hauer Power Electrical to have your hot tub hooked up. It's not rocket science. A lot of people can figure it out, and you can probably get by with it pretty safely, but as a professional, you get to see a lot of parts that get missed, even if you just land the wrong neutral on the wrong part, and now your GFCI doesn't work. And the whole point of a GFCI with a hot tub is the same way when you watch Groundhog Day and he jumps in the tub with a toaster, and you know how that scene turns out there. So if you got a margarita mixer going and you got your hot tub going and things don't go right, then you got to count that GFCI is hooked up and operational and working. And that's why we function test our GFCIs for our hot tubs every single install. We hook up these hot tubs about once every 2 weeks in the busy part of the summer, and even in the winter we get about once a month there for these hot tub hookups. So they're pretty common, especially here in Edmonton. It's a beautiful thing to have. You can have it in the summer, have it in the winter. Either way, it's nice and comfortable. But yeah, again, back to the electrical part. The biggest thing you're going to want to look for when you're buying a hot tub is the ampacity. Hot tubs draw a lot of power. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get it, and that doesn't mean that there aren't options, but just be ready that it's not just converting any old receptacle to a hot tub GFCI receptacle. You need bigger cable, bigger breaker, and a lot more code compliance comes into play. So you got to have a couple spots free on your main panel. You got to have a route to get from your panel to the outside of your house, where we have to mount a spa pack, a GFCI, a spa disconnect, whatever you want to call it. And then out of that spa disconnect, we're going to have to come to your hot tub with another rated cable, and the connectors are going to have to be rated as well for that hot tub. And another part you might not be aware of if you're not working on this stuff every day is there's a certain manufacturer, I think I'll leave it nameless, but they allow their temperature ratings to be at 105 degrees Celsius, which is kind of uncommon. It's a pretty rare temperature rating. However, if that is the temperature rating of the termination port on your hot tub, on your spa pack, on your drive board, your circuit board, then your cable must be rated for that. Otherwise, you will not pass inspection, and you may void your warranty. That part is very important, as cable, if it's a Tech 90 cable, that means it's rated for 90 degrees Celsius, not 105 degrees Celsius. It's almost a moot point, but if an inspector sees that, they will not want to pass that, and you will have to comply with the Canadian code, and you're going to have a bad time. So for stuff like that, hire a pro, hire a professional electrical contractor like us, and we can do that for you. The whole point of a hot tub is to relax, to enjoy the hot tub, to enjoy that spa. So save yourself the time and the trouble and the headache, and hire a pro. You get done in a day, and then it's right off your list. But back to the ampacity. This is one of the parts that really become a hurdle for a lot of people when they get a hot tub. If you already have an air conditioner, or you have hot water on demand, or you have baseboard heating or in-floor heating, any sort of high draw electric load, maybe you have a secondary suite in your home with a secondary range, that would be another large high draw electric load. Your range is going to be about 6,000 watts for a load calc, as well as all the square footage in your home. Once you hit 24 kilowatts, once you hit 24,000 watts, then you're at 100 amps. So if you go past that, then you need a couple options. Options that we typically look at is if you have an overhead service, we're going to go ahead and reach out to EPCOR and see if we can get you a 200 amp service. That's ideal. 150 amp at the very least, but if you're already spending the money, might as well just get the little bit bigger cable, a little bit bigger pipe, and a higher rated panel board and breaker, and get you up to 200 amp. We can give you quotes for that too. Give us a call if you're looking for a service upgrade and ampacity upgrade on your panel. But that's the most common option, the most recommended option for having ampacity upgrade increase in your home. If you want a hot tub and you have an underground service, we might run into some problems. Underground service means that your cable is underground. That means that in order to upgrade the ampacity at your home, that cable that's underground has to be a bigger cable. And that transformer that's feeding your home from the city might have to be a bigger transformer. That's up to EPCOR, but they'll bring from the tranny to your property line, and from the property line, we bring a cable to your house. And then the splice is performed at the property line. That way it goes from transformer to splice point to your home, and then that's where we put in a new meter, new panel. And is it a lot of work? Yeah, it's typically a day or two, depending on how much we got to do there, but at the end of the day, you can have a lot more options with a higher ampacity panel. That's one option for getting a hot tub where you only have a 100 amp service. Another option, when you have a 100 amp service and you want a hot tub, that would require perhaps a load miser or a load balancer or a load balancing disconnect, whatever you might want to call that. There's different brands for it. We have one accepted brand that we typically use, but in that case, you're going to have a primary load and a secondary load. And the primary is going to be your essential load. That one would be, for example, a range, maybe an air conditioner, and then your secondary load is going to be your hot tub. That means that load balancing disconnect is going to be an electrical interlock so that not both units can run at the same time. If your hot tub's on, your range, AC, whatever the other load is going to be off, and vice versa. So keep that in mind, because in those cold winter months when it's minus 40, you don't want your hot tub to really be down for all that long. There are different hot tub manufacturers, some that are based right here in Alberta, that are good for cold weather, and they have some really, really good features, and they're really efficient in cold weather. One of those is Arctic Spas, great hot tub company based right out of Thorsby in Alberta, and those hot tubs are much more efficient than a lot of the other hot tubs that are out there. And if you're a hot tub manufacturer and you're watching this, please reach out, and I'd love to talk to you about this and see what you might have as well for cold weather, because here in Alberta and Edmonton, boy, do we get some weather changes from minus 40 to plus 40. Yeah, it's a big gap. But anyways, back to the electrical part for those load balancing interlocks. That's an acceptable method, but the city will also need to see a load calculation inspection. And if you're going that way where we have to pull your permits, which we have to pull your permits, you're also going to need a building permit for that hot tub. And that's as per Edmonton jurisdiction as well. So if you want to get those hot tubs, just know that, yeah, you can relax and have a good time with it, but it's going to be a little bit of work at first, and that's why you want to hire us in there and get that sorted out for you there. Once your hot tub's connected, you're going to need an inspection. So we can't book an inspection until that hot tub is connected on site, and timelines are going to play a pretty big part for that. So typically we'll do it in a two-phase job. Phase one, we'll bring in all the electrical, bring out a whip, and then phase two, once your hot tub's on site, then we can connect. Now, at the connection, that's another part that's really important. A lot of people might just use any connector to connect the cable at your hot tub. Now, again, if you're hiring a professional electrical contractor like us here at Hauer Power Electrical, then you don't have to worry about a thing. But If you want to DIY this, which I wouldn't recommend, don't use a 2-screw connector. Don't use a Lumex connector. Use the right connector for the cable that you're using. And section 12 in the code book, wiring methods, it's going to state certain connectors that you can use with certain cabling, and they're not all universal and interchangeable. You must pick the appropriate connector for the job. As far as the distances go, distances from the hot tub to the spa pack, that plays a major role as well. You can find that in your code book, the distances themselves, but you can probably find that on a forum for yourself as well. But again, if you don't want to have to worry about any of this and this is too much and you don't know what you're doing with it, give us a call, 780-935-0622. We would be thrilled to hook up your hot tub for you and help you out through every step of the way there. But remember, the big top things to remember here is a GFCI. That's required, not only by code, but also just so that it's life safety, so that you're not going to pass away when electricity finds you as the shortest path to ground. You don't want that. And the ampacity of it. Make sure that you either have the ampacity or you have an option for the ampacity, and we can figure something out that way. So again, Ryan here with Hauer Power Electrical. If you're going to relax and get a hot tub, get a spa, save yourself the time, relax, save yourself the stress. It's supposed to be a good, enjoyable experience. Give us a call. Hauer Power Electrical, 780-935-0622. You can email us at info@hauerpower.ca. Visit our website at hauerpower.ca, you guessed it. And be sure to follow us on our socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Hauer Power Elec. And if you like this video or you wanted to talk more about these hot tubs, or you had some questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. We're always happy to answer questions and calls, and our whole mission's power and customer service, and that's why we have the most Google reviews in all of Edmonton. Give us a call. Have a great day, guys, and yeah, enjoy those hot tubs. Till next time.